to my channel. I'm just a girl who likes reading romance, fantasy romance, paranormal romance, any kind of genre of romance in general. And I also happen to have cerebral palsy, and it would mean the world to me if you would subscribe to my channel. Happy Friday! I post new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Today's video is going to be my February mid-month wrap-up. I'm going to talk about all the books that I read in the first half of February. The first couple books I'm going to go by fairly quickly because I have videos on them. I have a Mariana Zapata binge video, and I have a ranking my favorite small town romance series, the Lost and Found series, linked in the description. So if you want to know my full thoughts on these books, please go watch those videos. Wall of Winnipeg and Me. We follow Vanessa and Aiden. It's a football romance, secretary, marriage of convenience romance. I give that book 5 stars. Luna and the Live. We follow Luna and Rip. It's a workplace romance at a garage. I also gave that book 5 stars. All roads lead here. It's a grumpy sunshine romance. The heroine rents the hero's apartment. I gave that book 4 stars. When Gracie Meets the Grump. It's her superhero romance, and I listened to the audiobook. The narrators were Connor Craig and Kelly Dalton, and I love the audiobook. They did great. I gave that book 5 stars. Ashes of You by Catherine Cowles. It's the last book in the Lost and Found series. It's romantic suspense, single dad, nanny romance. We follow Lawson and Hallie. I gave that book 5 stars. By Sam Mariano. It's Sam Mariano's 4th book in the Coastal Elite series, and I give this book 4.5 stars. In this book we follow Sophie and the hero, which I can't pronounce the hero's name, so I'm just gonna say the hero. But they meet at the hero's Halloween costume party, and Sophie didn't want to go, but her mom encouraged her to go. She goes. She catches the attention of the hero, and in true San Mariano fashion, a non-con scene happens between them, and the hero becomes obsessed with her. He starts stalking her. The heroine says she's uncomfortable with the hero stalking her, but she kind of likes it at the same time. Mind game starts to ensue, but what I will say about this hero is he's different because his intention, once Sophie grabs the hero's attention, he's like, be my girlfriend, we're going to get married one day. He's very upfront about it. And when he kind of kidnaps her to make her stay in his house for a couple of days, you see the hero gets his craziness from the hero's father, and he's like, you're going to say yes to my son, be his girlfriend, or I'll make your life very complicated for you. No one writes a psychotic hero better than Sam Mariano, in my opinion. The Reins by Paisley Hope. It's a new released. It just released. It's a brother's best friend romance. We follow Cece and Noah. Cece just moved back to her hometown because her fiance cheated on her. She finds out that her brother's best friend, who grew up with the family, who is a retired hockey player, is also a cowboy in the small town, and he owns the bar. And not only does he own the bar, he owns the place that she applied to get a job at. And she applied to be the financial person for the business, and she tries to stay away from the hero because she thinks the hero is a player, and the hero, Noah, tries to stay away from her because she's his best friend's little sister. But as they start working together, they're in forced proximity, and they develop feelings for each other. But he doesn't want to cross that line because his parents died. And when his parents died in a car accident, his best friend, which is the hero's older brother, they took him in. So he doesn't want to disrupt their family dynamic. But when the heroine goes on a date with somebody else, the hero says, no, you're not gonna date this person, you're with me. So they keep their relationship a secret. Also, the heroine's father has died from cancer, and she's really having a tough time dealing with that. And the hero is trying to help her cope with that. But the hero is also struggling because her father was like another father figure for the hero. I give this book 5 stars. Chasing Fire by Nora Roberts. It's about people who jump off planes to extinguish fires, like firefighters, except they jump off planes. There is a romance between our main heroine and one of the fire first person. It's the heroine's like a year older. But there is a romantic suspense element because people are sabotaging their equipment needed to take out the fires, and people are dying, and they found a body during the site. And I gave that book 4 stars. I read this book because of Jess from Peace Love Books, because she's doing a Nora Roberts read-along. Head in the Game. It's an romance. It's a coach-athlete romance. He's a football coach, and he recruits the hero to play on his college football team. And it's their romance, and I gave that book 4 stars. Accidental Bonds. It's a paranormal romance. I've read a lot of romances this month. It's about this hero who's a witch and this other hero who's a shifter alpha, who's the head of the pack. And witches and shifters do not like each other. But the hero needs help with the wards in his territory because the wards is acting up. So he hires the witch to help fix the wards. And it's a slow burn romance. I give it 4 stars. Why You Still? Why You Still? By Marley Valentine and C. Richie. I read this book because it was going around on Instagram. The hero, Will, who's in the army, and Pierce. Will and Pierce meet at a bar. They have a romantic week together, and then Will goes back to the army. Will starts writing Pierce letters, but one day Pierce just stops responding. Will goes out of the army for his sister's wedding. It turned out that his sister's husband turned out to be Pierce, the one he had a one-night stand with, and the one who ghosted him, who wouldn't respond to his letters. And I sometimes read cheating romance books. Sometimes I read them, but if I want to read a cheating romance, I want there to be consequences. And with this book, there was no consequences, because the heroine was just like, oh, it's okay, I'll divorce you, you can go with my brother. She was pretty okay about it, in my opinion. So that's why I give this book 4 stars. Enemies with Benefits. I read this as an audio. All the 2 heroes who hate each other, because one hero is rich, the other hero is like an ordinary guy, and the ordinary guy hates the rich one because his father fired the other hero's father because he's rich. They hate each other. They're also enemies. They play rugby on opposite teams, but one day the rich hero and the regular guy hero end up working together. The rich hero, now his boss at the construction site, and the rich hero proposes that they enter a BDSM relationship because the rich hero likes to be dominated. And I give this book 4 stars. Loving the Legend. It's a basketball romance. We follow Ty, who makes it into the big leagues of basketball, and he finally gets to play with the basketball player that he admires, Sid. An interview together, Sports Channel, ESPN, and after that interview, Ty and Sid get closer and they become friends. Ty grows to have feelings for Sid. In Ty's mind, Sid is straight. It isn't until Ty is to date someone else, Sid confesses that he is bi, and it's Ty and Sid's romance. It's a friends to lovers romance, but it's also heavy because Ty, his parents died in a tragic accident on the way to his basketball game, and he's never really dealt with the loss. Sid tries to get Ty to cope with his feelings about the accident. He tries to get Ty to seek professional help, but Ty doesn't want to. That's the problem in their relationship. Will Ty get the professional help he needs, like go to therapy, or won't he? Marie Anne, it's an romance. It's a revenge plot romance. Rhett, is a police officer, and Dominic has problems with drugs. And Rhett doesn't like Dominic because Rhett's dad was best friends with Dominic's dad. But Rhett's dad had an affair with Dominic's mom, and the dad found out about the affair. He kills his best friend, which was Rhett's father and his wife, and then he turns the gun on himself. When Rhett finds out that Dominic has a drug problem, he wants to get revenge. He makes it so Dominic will only get the drugs from him, but things starts to go haywire when Dominic develops real feelings for Rhett. Well, Derek did when he finds out that all of this was because of Rhett's revenge plot. And I gave this book 5 stars. Where We Belong by Ashley Munoz. It's the second book in her MC series. And I can't really say too much about this book because it's not out yet. But we follow the heroine's best friend, Laura, and the new MC for the club because Wes, this president, stepped down because Callie didn't want him to be president anymore. So in this book, Killian is president.
Christy also read an arc of this book, and she also gave it 5 stars.
Below the Pulse. And I read this book because of Baron from the book Baron, and we follow Cherry. Cherry is dealing with a lot. She's dealing with the death of her parents because she thinks it's her fault. Hero Harlan, this famous rock band, but also his dad is the president of the MC Club. He locked eyes with Cherry, and it's their romance, and stuff ensues. I give it 5 stars. Back on Me. It's Cherry and Harlan's second book, and it follows their conclusion. And I also gave that book 5 stars. Cherry and the hero story was very good. I loved it. Those are all the books that I read for the first half of February. Please let me know if you have read any of these books. I would love to know. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. That would mean the world to me. And I'll see ya Monday. Bye. Have a good weekend.